my peeps, it's Gina. I have rose quartz from the Bargain Bead Box and these purple rondelles from Bargain Bead Box. And I didn't want to make another rose quartz necklace. So I was digging around and I found these butterflies. I thought, oh, those are pretty. I should make something with that. And then I found this infinity bar and these pink. And I thought the pink would go with the rondelles. And we're going to make like a little focal with all this. And then put the rose quartz in the back. So, well, let's get started. I want to put this together. I resined my kitchen table. So I have darkness around. I still have some resin on me. So that's what the dark is. Excuse my fingers. I painted them, but I can still see through them. All right. How big a loop do we want to make? I want it big enough to go around right here. Well, I'm going to bend over, then we're going to bring it up right about there. Bring it up and over. Rotate the pliers. Bring the wire all the way across. And then I want to, I want to wrap it. So I want to put this on. I might have to open that up. That's going to have to be opened up. Because the infinity bar is a little wide. There we go. Pinch that. Like that. There we go. And my bent nose. Get in there. Hang on to the loop. And then we're going to wrap. So. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. Hold on to the loop here. It's hard to just wonder. Just need a little bit, another wrap. Just one more. Wrap around. Hanging on to it as tight as I can. And it's still not working for me. So let's just clip it off. Oop, I just want to get in there. Now I'm just trying to just get a hold of just the fumbly fingers today. All right, let's get in there. Lift this up, and then I'm going to scoot in and snip it off. Now, oh, I thought I'd have to tuck it in, but it looks good. All right, there's that. Now we do the other side with these. First the rondelle, and then a bead, another rondelle, and we'll do the same thing here. Bend over the pliers, and then try and make the loop about the same size as the other one. Bring the wire up and over, rotate the pliers around, continue bringing the wire around, open it up, slide it on. The tricky part is hanging on to it. because this is so wide. Maybe I should have made it a little bigger. But I don't know. We'll see how it turns out. Now, wrap. Yeah, this one's going much better. All right. Snip it off. There we go. And tuck that in. There. This way. Well, I have plenty of room to move. So now I'm going to open the bottom part of the eye pin and twist open and see if we can get the butterfly to hang. And there we go. There's one. And it is hanging backwards. Open it up. Gotta pay attention to how you're putting the butterfly on. Open it back up. I'm gonna turn it around. All right. Let's open up a little bit more. Okay, lift up, turn over, put it back on, and then close it up. One more time. There we go. There we go. Now, butterfly number 2. My grandson told his friends that my grandma's a YouTuber. And they all laughed at him. He says, no, really. So they went home and they checked and they're like, why is she only showing her hands? How boring. He goes, because she's making jewelry. Oh, let's see if that's hanging right. Yes. Make sure I got it on right. And then he also told his friends that I sing to him. I sing, You Are My Sunshine. Except I sing it really corny because I can't really sing. And he goes, apparently that's a thing because I'm not the only one. He's so funny. There. This is our focal. Isn't that pretty? So I'm going to have a loop here, which I need to get some wire guards out. No, I'm not going to use wire guards. I have this purple wire, so I'm going to make some jump rings with this wire. Looks like I don't know how big I want to make the jump ring. Now to make them consistent, I'm going to use this. I think I'm just going to cut a little bit off. There. It'll be easier to work with than right on there. All right. Flush end. Flush that end. And then we want to go around. I think this one should be enough. 2, 3. This is number 5. it'll make a 5mm ring. So that's what I'm gonna go for. It might be a little too big. I want to make 2 jump rings, 1 for each side. All right. Snip. I have these flush cut on both sides. So I'm gonna cut my jump ring, snip it off. Or maybe it'll only do one at a time. Okay, we got 1. And some of the, see, sometimes with these coatings, the coatings come off. I don't know if I want to use it. Oh, we'll see. Now open this up. Open it up a little bit. Where's my, put these back. Won't be using those again. Open this up. Use that as a jump ring because I don't think the wire guards will fit over this. Or will it? No. No, wire guard won't fit over it. So we're going to use these jump rings and connect this to the wire guard. So we have a purple ring here, and we'll have a purple ring over here. So now let's get started stringing. 49 strand. I always use the 49 strand. For those of you that are new, I always use the 49 strand because it gives you the softest drape. Softest drape meaning there's so many stainless steel threads going through here that it makes it so it's pliable and it gives you the softest drape. I always use 0.019 inches because that's the standard. If I had heavier beads, it would be like 0.024, or I had really tiny beads like gemstones at 0.12. So anyway, this is in the middle of the road, so it's 0.019, and I'm just gonna thread right onto it. So I'm gonna start in the back, and we'll get this started. My voice feels like it's going hoarse already. I should probably take a sip. My throat gets dry and then my voice gets hoarse. Excuse me. Yeah, I resined my kitchen table. So I got some resin on in my fingernails. So to try and hide it, I painted them, but you can still see. But that's okay. We'll get past it. As soon as it all grows out, I guess the skin will grow out and it'll wear off eventually. Yeah, so my grandson, he's always coming home telling us something. You know, he's like, my friend hit a girl, so I hit him, and I just clobbered him. And I'm like, yeah, right. He goes, what makes you think that? And I go, because you would have been expelled or got detention or some sort of discipline for hitting somebody in school. how'd you know it was a story? I just know better. So he's always coming home, excuse me, with these fighting stories. Now I can't clear my throat. I'm like, you're doing an awful lot of fighting at school, and you're not there to be doing that. You're there to learn. And remember, the more you learn and the more you know, the better you are, the better off you are. Yeah, I know. I don't think it gets across to him. He's 10. I always tell him, the more you know, the better off you are. I get annoyed sometimes when I'm like, how do you spell this? How do you spell that? How do you spell? How do you spell? I'm like, good grief, it's only 4 and 5 letter words. Yeah, it's frustrating. One time I got out a dictionary. Here, use it. Didn't know how to use it because he didn't know how to spell. Oh, there's my hole. There it is. I love these crackle beads. They're so pretty. And these are like a hot pink, and I thought, I'll never use them. Goodness gracious, I can't keep my throat cleared. So, I found these butterflies, and I thought, well, pink and purple. And obviously the rose quartz didn't really quite fit it. So I'm like, all right, so I went digging. I found these. I'm like, huh, they actually go with the butterflies really well. So I just kind of kept digging, finding. Then I found the infinity bar. I'm like, yeah, this will be different. And more. There. All right, this is one side. I want to measure, see how long this is. It is 8 3/4. So not too bad, because by the time I get the this on and then the clasp and everything, it should be just about right. All right, now I'm going to use a wire guard. Wire guard, exactly what it is. You string your beading wire through that, and then this rests on your jump ring, and it helps maintain your beading wire from getting frayed. So we're going to go up one side, down through the other, and I got to pull it off because I didn't put on my crimp bead first. Crimp bead. My husband's anxious to go camping. I don't like it because you got to pack up everything. I got to pack everything, load up the car, get up there, unload the car, pack everything into the camper, make the bed. It's just a lot of work. I don't know. I just feel like it's more work than it's worth, really, but he enjoys it. So we're going up next weekend. I want to pinch this shut just a little bit. Pull that down. Pull it down on both sides. And now we're going to crimp. And I need my crimping pliers. Put the bead in the groove and pull the wire down, squeeze. There we go. And then I need my other pliers. This one here, the tooth is wore down, so it doesn't make my groove like I like it. Put it in the front groove and bring it together. That's not very pretty. want to round it out. Oh, I might take that off. It's holding. All right, it is holding. I always give it a good tug. I figure if it's going to come out, I'd rather it come out now while I'm fixing it so I can fix it rather than give it to somebody and then it's broke. Nobody wants to buy broken, or they wear it like one time and it broke. So I don't want to do that. So we're going to put on our jump ring and close it up. Guess the jump ring is a little bit big. Okay, let's push this down. I guess the jump ring could be a little bit smaller, but it's okay. Or should I double it? I think I'll keep it like that. Purple. I like purple. Purple is one of my favorite colors. Okay, now we're going to end this one. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of room on the end here to work with. Snip. Okay, got some wire guards, more wire guards. I got 2 out, but I wasn't figuring this part. So get another crimp bead on. Oop, didn't go on. There we go. Wire guard. Inside one. Up and over. Down through the other side. And back through the crimp bead. And pull. Pull it up. There we go. And let's see. Let's go down through one bead so we can see right now the way it sits, it's crooked. And if I crimp it, it's going to stay crooked. So I'm going to go down through a bead. Go in. Is it going to take another round? Yeah, I should. There it goes. All right. That's done. Pull it down nice and tight. Squeeze this in just a little bit. Pull it down. There we go. I don't want it sitting crooked because when it's sitting crooked, it's just going to stay that. Oops. I want to make sure it's fluid. You don't want it too tight, but you don't want it too loose either. It's kind of got to have that happy medium. All right, well, we're going to use our Tara crimpers. Put it in the groove. And squeeze. And then use our other crimpers, get in the front groove. And pinch it shut. These ain't looking so pretty. I got another one of these ordered. See how there's a divot there, but it's just, it must be worn because it's not making my divot like I like. So I want to pull this out. Let's pull this out. I just don't want it to come out while somebody's wearing it and then it starts itching and scratching at the neck. Well, I got pretty snug. I want to get a hold of this. Yeah, snug all right. And these are my needle nose. Let's pull this down. All right, now snip that off so it's gone. Okay, one side down, one more to go. All right, start from the back and get these tools out of the way. There we go. And we're off. I've been beading since like 2013. And I'm still learning things. New things. And I watch other people and say, oh, that's new. Or I never thought of that kind of stuff. I started out as just something to do because I enjoy doing it. I didn't know what kind of... Why is this up here? This should be right there. Oh, see, I don't want to get out of sequence. I get to talking and I don't want the sequence to get out of there. But anyway, I never knew growing up, you know, what kind of craft I wanted to do, because I had these little styrofoam dolls, and it came with, it's a styrofoam with like a bodice and then the big old, like the bell bottom dress at the bottom, and you take sequins and little beads, seed beads, and stick pins, and you put the seed bead on, put the sequin on, and then stick it in the dress or in the styrofoam, and it's all full of, it makes like a dress, and it gives you the doll head to stick on top, and that was fun. And then I don't know, I had 8 of them made up, and my dog, our dog, chewed them all up. So I'm like, well, that was fun while it lasted. That was gone. And I find other things. There's this other thing where it asks a question, and to reveal the question, you had to use this marker, a special marker. You go over like A, B, C, or D, and it tells you if you're right or wrong, because it would glow. It would come up. I thought that was cool. But I never really found a niche for what kind of craft I wanted to do. So it was kind of a long story how I got started. The way I got started isn't a very pretty story. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if I should share or not. So I was going through a very, very rough time. I have major depression. And at that time, 2012, I lost my job. And every interview I went to, I just couldn't seem to get another job. And come to find out later on that one of my references from that place that I was let go from was telling them I was let go because of my attendance. I'm like, that's no. Oh my gosh. That makes me sound like I didn't go to work. But by that time, I was already packing all my stuff up, selling all my stuff, moving into my parents' I'm like 44 years old. And I just couldn't live on unemployment. I just wasn't doing it on my own. So I had to move in with my parents, and I got major depression, and it was bad. I was actually attempting the suicides attempts, and I went into a mental hospital so they could put me on some meds. And while I was there, they brought out these beads, and they're like, we made like key rings and keychain thingies and all kinds of stuff. I'm like, this is really fun. And all right, now I gotta think about what I'm doing here. Yep. Okay. I want to make sure I end with the same bead, make sure I got everything. And so I had to go to this halfway house between the mental hospital and going back home. And while I was there, they're like, I spent some time there. I was there for a little while. They're like, Gina, what would make you happy? And I go, beads. She goes, beads? I go, yeah, I want to buy some beads. So they arranged for a driver to take me to the closest Walmart. And I told the lady, I go, I don't know what I need. I want to start beading. She goes, well, you're going to need tools. And she gave me the tools, like this. It was like a leather case, probably not fully leather, but a leather case. It had my bent nose, chain nose. Whoops. Don't want to pull too far. Let's see, bent nose, chain nose, clippers, and my, what else did I have? I had 4 different ones in there. My chain nose, bent nose, round nose, and a pair of clippers. All right, so now I'm just going to do this. And she gave me some findings, and then I bought a whole bunch of beads and a bunch of containers to put the beads in. Went up to the counter and rang up $247. Like, yay. I was happy. There. I see how I'm not getting the whole bead in there. Down. Now let's see how it comes together this time. So that's how I got started. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no clue. I kind of was teaching myself. And then they're like, you need beading wire. I'm like, beading wire? What's beading wire? Never knew what beading wire was. And I got regular wire. I'm like, I can't make a necklace out of this. It's so stiff. I'm like, I don't know what they mean by beading wire. So I didn't know, didn't have a clue. So I started beading. I started making all my necklaces and stuff with fishing line. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta get this. So once I found, I was strolling through the TV. I was bored with TV. I get bored with TV. There's nothing ever really on worth watching. So I come across this jewelry show on jewelry. I'm like, oh, I like jewelry. And I just kind of started watching it, and then I accidentally come across, can't find my, there it is. I accidentally come across Jewel School. I'm like, oh, this will be interesting. And I found out what beading wire was. So I bought some beading wire. And then I redid all my necklaces with the fishing line with the beading wire. And then I just kept going from there, and I just kept learning. I got on YouTube. I don't know what made me get on YouTube, but they're like, well, if you want to find out anything, go to YouTube. I'm like, YouTube? What's YouTube? So I got on YouTube. And then I started watching people, and they're like, please subscribe. And I'm like, Oh, I'm not subscribing. I don't have any money. And then I figured out, oh, it don't cost money. You're just helping the channel out. I'm like, I don't know how it's helping the channel, but okay. But I figured out every time this person put on a video that it would bling on my phone. And with technology, it's like, yay. I thought that was so cool. And the more and more I watched, I started watching Jill Weissman. She was the first person I started watching. And Gina from Orchid and Opal. She was really good. So I just started watching more and more people and what they were doing and what they were using. Geez, I'm trying to get this and I can't get it. I don't know. It's tight. I don't want it too tight. I'll bring this in a little bit. So now, somebody would have said 30 years ago, you're going to be doing something so that many, many, many people can watch, like zillions of people. I'm like, I had to laugh at them. Now look at me. Now on YouTube. I'm doing what I've learned over the past 10, 12 years. I don't know. It's been longer than that, I think. 2013 I started. See, I don't like how that does that. Sometimes you get like some beads. I think I want to take that off. It's holding. You might get a lot that's bad. And so might as well just throw those ones out and buy new ones. All right. Now we get our jump ring down over here. So I want my bit news, chain news, put my jump, I don't know. I'm going to make another jump ring. That one's too, how about this one? What is this one? Open it up, put it on, put a necklace on. That is not flush. That is not flush. So I'm going to flush cut that. The other side isn't flush either. What the heck? Alright. Let's get the clippers, cutters, the clutters. I thought, anyway, I could teach people what I found that helps me. So if I'm not perfect, that's fine. If I'm not, up to your standards, just watch somebody else. That's all. Sometimes I get some comments. I'm like, is that constructive criticism? Not really sure. So I just kind of let roll off my shoulders. Don't worry too much about it. Just keep doing what you're doing. And people who like your videos will stay. There we go. Nice. Click, click, click. Hear the metal stay there. Look at that. Okay, now we're going to do the back side. I have these. I should probably use them to cover up the crimps because the crimps are not very pretty. These are crimp covers. It's like a C. You get the wire in the middle there and then you clamp it around and it looks like a little bead. It kind of gives your necklaces a better look than a crimp. There, it's on. Now we're just going to cup it around and squeeze. Go slow because don't want them to. Sometimes they close, like they'll twist when they close. So now I'm gonna a little bit tighter. All right, there's one. This one. So I fumble, but you know what? I watch the professionals, you know, what I consider professionals. They've been doing it a long time professionally and been YouTubing for years. I call them professional. And you know what? They make mistakes. I see it, and you know what? We're all human. We all make mistakes, or, you know, we all fumble. It's not a big deal. There we go. There's one side, and we're going to get this side. I don't know what made me get on that. I don't know. I guess the comments that get left. Oh, I'm not going to be able to get that one on there. See what it did? It's down inside there. I'm not. Huh. Well, I'm not going to get that one on. I'll put this one on here. I usually set it on my finger and then push the wire. There we go, like that. So it lays in there like that, and then I'm going to come in behind it with these, because these are grooved. It'll help hold it in place while I squeeze down on it. I want it to squeeze together. I watch Wendy Whitman. I loved watching her. I learned the most from her. Pretty. And then we lost her, and then it's like, you know, I actually felt a loss because I missed watching her, and you learn so much from her because she talked about her dog and her life, and you knew everything about her. And then she was gone. I'm like, oh my goodness, that was just a loss. I felt bad. It's almost like losing part of the family. Well, when you need the beading community, you know, we're all here for each other, support each other. There we go. We got our clasp on, our jump ring on this side. I always use, let's find the hole here, right there. Where the opening is, I use my bent nose to give me support. Open it up with it. Oh, see, that one probably didn't do very good. And then I put on my jump ring. And my pliers are magnetized. There we go. Do I want to do... No, I want to do a bigger jump ring. And then I took these and I hardened them by tapping on them because they're so small. They felt small and not very strong. So I tapped on them to work harden them. And I would put the chain on. Extended chain. Close this up. And then put one more on the end. Open this up. Put my little dangle. This is my little dangle I'm going to use. You should always end your extended chain with something. It just kind of gives it a little, instead of just the chain hanging there. Kind of gives it meaning, I guess. And we'll close that up. What's that? There we go. Nope. So where are... Oh, I misplaced them. I have... I have to move this. There they are. Flat nose pliers. Gives me more control. There we go. Click, click, click. Still ain't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go past it. I work hard in them, all right. Go past and then bring it back and there. There we go. There's our beautiful necklace. Isn't that pretty? Look at this. Lay this down. There's your butterflies. This will lay like this. And we get all this other stuff out of the way. Okay, let's see. Where are we at? Let's bring it into view. It might be, but I really like that. I think that's pretty. Something new, something different. A different way of putting something together in the front. I thought I have the two butterflies. I think it's beautiful. Hit like. It does help my channel by hitting like. Leave a comment. I enjoy interacting with my subscribers. And subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. So it just helps my channel along the way. And then ring that little bell so the next time I'm on, we'll be doing something here together. So until next time, happy beading.